And then she calls out the contradiction in him, that he thinks of his mind as an unstoppable force, but also an inescapable curse. Which is true with everybody. The way that we look at things and process things can either heal or harm us. But people refuse to choose which one it is. Rick can do anything that he puts his mind to, but he refuses to put his mind to doing something like therapy, which would have a great impact on how him and his family treat each other, and how he views and addresses the world. He thinks that this is some kind of curse, that it's unstoppable, and so he never wants to change it, even though he recognizes that he can do and change anything that he wants to. And so it comes back to a fear, and it's a fear that I think a lot of people have. They think that the way that they are is who they are. So if they're a toxic person, they don't want to change because they feel like that would be fake. But the truth is, we get to choose who we are. We get to choose how we react and how we treat people in the world around us. So if we go out and we're cruel to people or treat people badly or look down on them, that's not who we are inherently. That's how we chose to treat people. And then she says, I think it's because the only truly unapproachable concept for you is that it's your mind within your control. He doesn't hate or look down on therapy because it doesn't work. He hates it because he knows it will work. Just like his actions, his mind is under his control, but he doesn't want to control it. And then she tells him that these things are under his control. He chose to come there. He chose to belittle her. He chose to become a pickle. He's the master of his universe, but he's dripping with rat blood and feces. And that's because Rick says that he's in control, but tries to act like he's out of control. And that's why she brought up, it's almost like he looks at himself as an unstoppable force, but he's also under an inescapable curse. Because he recognizes that he gets to choose, he gets to change things, but he's refusing to recognize and change these things about himself. And the therapist tells him, I'm sure somebody like you would be bored senseless by therapy, just like she's bored by brushing her teeth or wiping herself after she goes to the bathroom. And that doing things like therapy or working on yourself, it's not an adventure, and there's no way of doing it so wrong that he'll pass away from it. But everything else that he did in the episode, he could have passed away from. Because a lot of people are scared to sit there and analyze who they really are and why they feel the way that they do. But we do scary things all the time. Life is stressful and scary, and we're always coming up against these kind of adventures. Men will pride themselves on being fearless, to standing up and protecting themselves and others. But when helping themselves or protecting others is them going to therapy to analyze their behaviors, suddenly it becomes scary for them. And in their minds, it would be easier to fight an army than to sit on a couch and really think deeply about